Good day, everyone. Before we begin, I would like to thank everyone who attended the opening ceremony of our Open House 2022 yesterday. Your participation in our event is greatly appreciated. My name is Tim, and I'm a third year student at SoA+D. It is my pleasure to serve as Masters of Ceremonies for the day. We will be live on many platforms as I speak. We are live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. To ensure the success of our online event, I would also like to make a few housekeeping notes. I'd like to see if you can clearly see and hear us. Please let us know immediately if you encounter any viewing difficulties. If you were here yesterday, we had some, and that is all right, and we immediately could fix them. And so, thank you everyone who participated yesterday again. I would like to remind you that this online event is also being recorded as well. The Alumni Talk today is a part of the SoA+D Open House 2022 event, which began on Saturday, yesterday. Those who are interested can review the recordings on our Facebook page and the YouTube channel SoA+D KMUTT. And there are more upcoming events for you to look forward to. On Saturday, next week, 22nd, those students who have already registered for the online workshop can follow the SOAD Workshop 2022 line group for more information. It is very encouraging to know that many high school students are interested in this workshop and have signed up in a large number. We do have to apologize to many other people who were interested because we had to close the applications earlier due to the overwhelming number of people who would like to attend the event. On Sunday, 23rd, the alumni talk about career path as a designer and an entrepreneur will be the final event of SOAD Open House 2022. In addition to attending lectures and alumni talks, you can also participate in a quiz game and win prizes if you join our events. Therefore, please register using the link provided in the comment sections on both YouTube and Facebook. All right. In addition, you can still visit our online showcase of our student work and take a virtual tour of our faculty regularly. The link for the online exhibition and the virtual tour will also be provided in the comment section. If you have any trouble, navigating around the exhibition and navigating around our faculty virtual tour. Feel free to refer back to the video that we've uploaded. Now it's uploaded on YouTube and Facebook. You can go back there. You can find the section where we showed how the virtual tour, how you can go around the building. All right, so let's get started with today's program. The topic for today, if I should repeat, is the value of design skill in the digital world. Nowadays, technology has advanced and is becoming increasingly active in our daily lives. As a result, there are numerous new trends and emerging careers, such as, please take a look at this event, right? We are hosting an open house online. We have a virtual tour around our faculty building. We have an online exhibition. These are all um, fairly new to all of this. The digital world is adapting to all the needs that we have in our daily lives. And in this fast changing era, how can we as design students bring out our potential to develop and adapt to everything? The question, without a doubt, has an answer, and we are delighted that our alumni have come to share their valuable time and experiences with us. Our alumni representing the four programs will share their knowledge and experiences gained from our faculty. We have P Boom from Architecture, P Dong from Design Innovation, P Meng from Communication Design, and P Chang from Interior Architecture program. They have pursued careers that are not directly related to the program they have studied in, but are applying their knowledge to professionals that are in demand in the market today. All right, so let's begin with the first. We have invited Pibum, Mr. Pirapon Karunwiwat. He is a computational design specialist, and he studied an architecture program at SoA+D. He will be sharing us the benefits of computational design and how it can be applied to work in this digital age. Please welcome สวัสดีครับพี่บูม
สวัสดีครับ
ครับit's we are delighted to have you here, and please, the stage is all yours.
Mm. Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to share my experience. Today, I'm going to talk about computational design. I hope you guys enjoy my content. Uh, in Thailand, computational design is still new and unpopular. Many people still look at it as an expensive and complicated item. In fact, in Thailand, we still have uh, very few experts in this field. I can tell you that talent in this field is in demand in today's digital era. You can use this skill in all areas of design, which can create huge opportunities. So today we are going to talk about the meaning of computational design. Let's get started. Before discussing the process, let's first explain its meaning. Hmm. Computational design is the application of computational strategy to the design process. And what are computational design strategies? Today we have four keywords: algorithms, decomposition, pattern recognition, and abstraction. Let's start with the most important thing, the algorithm. If you want to work in computational design, you need design skills and coding skills. This means this means that you need a good understanding of how algorithm work. If you don't know the meaning of algorithm, you will never understand computational design. With knowledge of algorithm and design, we can create a lot of incredible things that are combination of art and science, which I will discuss in detail later. For the second keyword, decomposition, which means breaking a design into smaller parts. With the ability of digital tools, we were able to control the details of the design element more than we could before. And the third keyword, pattern recognition, this is the ability to find similarity, including the relationship of patterns that are linked together. This capability is almost the basic algorithm used in computational design. Hmm. And for the last keyword, abstract. This is about finding important solution to the problem. We must be able to prioritize variables and exclude unnecessary variables as much as possible. And now that you know all keywords of computational design, next I will talk about the concept of computational design. Okay. Uh, there are 9 concepts of computational design that I want to explain to you. The images on the right are examples of my own projects related to these concepts. Let's start with the first concept, which is the most well known to architects, which is parametric design. Almost architects of today know parametric design. Parametric design is the method where you play with the relationship of parameters. When all of variables are linked, you can control the changes in architectural elements, such as facade, building shapes, or building structures. And next, in the algorithmic design section, we are going to play with mathematical equation. By creating this formula, complex model can be created in either two-dimensional or three-dimensional formats. And the third one, combinatorial design. This play with modifying the assembly of parts. Models which are in the form of connection of the structure. It's like when you're playing Lego. I think everyone used to play Lego, right? But for combinatorial design, you have Lego to assemble themselves using algorithms. The fourth, generative design. This allows you to produce as many models as you want. You can produce 10 models, hundreds of models, or even millions of models. that are completely unique but still have the characteristic of your design. The next one, evolutionary optimization. This is an example of uh, how how to find most effective form in a given area. For example, you can use an algorithm to find the strongest structural pattern, or use an algorithm to find function overlapping pattern that result in the most cost effective use. And six, computational analysis. This focuses on computational efficiency, such as environmental analysis. You can write the script to calculate the layout of the window, to reduce the heat in your building, or analyze the pattern of opening in the building where the wind will flow best. And next thing, form finding is a matter of finding the ideal form based on the desired conditions. It's like you have to use algorithm to create an entire universe of women, and then write a script to set the condition to finding the most beautiful woman. So this is a matter of creating the universe and defining what we seek. And eight, machine learning. Of course, everyone knows this. You can let it learn anything and apply to your design. From example, I use it to learn my own hand sketch pattern and have the computer create line pattern of structure based on my drawing pattern. And lastly, self-organization. This focuses on functionality, where you can let your computer design your floor plan according to the context. This technique is suitable for projects with not too complicated functions, such as uh, parking building or condominiums. So now you understand the nine concept of computational design. Next, I will talk about the process. And here's one of my workflow example from my own experience, in which the actual work is still possible in many forms. You will see that the first step involves solving problems and creating formula. What kind of formula? Is it what is created for? I will talk more about it later. Now I want you to look at the orange arrows that show the direction of the steps, and you can see that it can reverse at some stage. This is very rare to happen in typical design. For example, if you are in the construction process and you want to go back and change the design, it it would be instantly become like a nightmare. You have to waste a lot of time and budget. But if you work in the form of computational design, you will able to go back and experiment with uh, the many adjustments you have made in the past, which greatly increase your design opportunities. It's like you can go back and fix the past, and what happened in the future will change by itself. It's like we watching a sci-fi movie, something like that. Ah, next, I will go over the detail of these seven steps. And the first one start with define problems and create formula. And as you see, uh, the example that I show you is a formula for creating component in architecture. With this fancy look, is had to be right with a basic understanding of algorithms with a sequential command. You have to know what happened first and what happened next, and more importantly, you need to be able to prioritize variables. For example, if you if your project has energy consumption as a priority, do you know how these variable affect other variables in the sequence of step in your project? You need to know the order and nature of the relationship between variables. This is the key for this step. And as I said, you can only create this formula with knowledge of algorithm. You must keep in mind that computer commands are limited. Not not that you can not that you can command it to do anything. You can see you can see that just for general work, you will often encounter problems with computer running slow or freezing. Therefore, the creation of this equation must be carefully crafted and skilled. Let's talk about the next step. Collect and analyze data to create simulation. This step is about how to collect the data and bring this data to display in different ways. Today is the age of big data, right? We have a lot of data, and of course, algorithmic data analysis is very important. By analyzing this kind of data, it will lead to completely different design approach. You'll be able to quickly divide true and false data and create simulation that make it easy for you to visualize the relationship between things. Uh, from the example shown here, it simulate the behavior of people in the building which will respond to the interactive panel where people density and user type are interested. This is probably one of my first project where I start simulating the behavior of people in the building. Let's go to the next step. Step 3. For this step is about the creation of the universe. It's a simulated universe created by algorithms. The most important thing is probably the origin of the universe, which is about the creation of the universe DNA. This synthetic DNA algorithm affect everything that happened in the universe. This means that if the algorithm used to generate this DNA conflict by itself, it will result in numerous errors throughout the universe. So it's quite difficult for this step. Mm. After you create a simulated universe, that is the boundary of possibility. So you can classify species according to the patterns you interact in, which is like dividing the country of the world in which we live. It would take several hours to discuss this matter in detail. So I would like to briefly summarize something like this first. So let's go to next step. Hmm. And for this step, after you create a universe full of possibility, from the last step, of course there are too many choices, and now you have to create algorithm to help you decide what's best for you. In this step, you have to understand the limitation of algorithm, that they are not good at everything. Professionals know exactly what computer can and cannot. Of course, there are still something that computer cannot replace humans. That means we still have to bring humans to help make decisions together with computers until we actually until we can actually create synthetic humans. My work example shows human and computer scoring with their own aptitude. Computers are good at calculation, while humans are good at aesthetic perception and intuition. At this stage, it shows the combination of art and science, which is still far developed according to human technology. Let's take a look at the next step. Hmm. Uh, Step 5, develop a solution from the selected models. This is one of my favorite steps compared to the previous step, which were both difficult and painful. You have to create an entire universe, and you have to analyze many possibilities. You have faced countless problems to get into this step. And of course, this is my favorite step. In this step, you will be focusing on the pattern you have already selected, and once you chosen just one, you can develop detailed architectural elements such as uh, stairs, windows, material, or simulate different types of practical application. I always love to develop details. One of my favorite details is the staircase design. I'm always excited to see a staircase design I've never seen before. I I I always dream of designing a unique set of stairs. From the pictures I show here is one of my stair design. Many of my design remain confidential. Hopefully soon I will able to show those work to everyone. And we better go to the next step. Uh, for this step, use computer simulation to calculate performance based on real world context. For this step, the focus is on real life performance testing, which we can choose the test topic and simulate on the computer. A popular topic is environmental computing. Of course, almost every architecture talk about sunlight and heat in the building. We we can calculate to choose the light material to reduce the energy consumption in the building. We can calculate the value of things accurately. They are very cost effective on large projects as they can increase efficiently and reduce ongoing costs. And this is just an example. And the procedure seen here is the standard commonly used in modern times. And let's take a look at the last step. Hmm. Uh, the last step, use algorithm to find efficient construction method. In this step, it will be about making construction plan in complex design and difficult construction. Algorithm are need to help find the most efficient construction method possible. Small mistakes can lead to huge budget losses. So accurate calculation are key at this stage. Hmm. The example is the design of Minimart Art, which is located somewhere in Rayong. Is it a design created by collaboration between Boom Studio and Motion Art? My job is to design and make construction the drawing that actually make it possible. And with an understanding of algorithms, this wasn't this was that bit difficult for me, and you will see that the construction of complex form is not too difficult to build. And now that's over for all the steps, and I would like to share. And I have something to say before the end of presentation. uh, Computational design is a design process that combines design expertise with a graph of algorithms, allow us to experience the element in mathematically related dimension. A deeper we understand the relationship between art and science is a great opportunity for humanity. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, uh, Kap. It's a very interesting presentation for sure. It is something that I believe will be very common in the future, where art and science collapse. And this is a topic that we also talked yesterday in the opening session, where interdisciplinary really is the future, as in like in the near future kind of situation. I just have one question. So right after finishing School of Architecture and Design, like what brought you into this um, world of computational design? Like what would be your first step into this computational design world? How did you know that you want to do this?
Hmm. Digital trend are something that I have always been interested in. I always try to predict what will happen in the future, and most importantly, I want to be a part of creating new trends for the future. It's always me. It's always me. I fight for this thing more than 20 years. before I go to uh, SoA+D.
Mm,
Yeah,
I see.
mm.
That's amazing. Um, all right. So if can would people be able to find your work anywhere? Do you have any social media where you post your
Yeah,
work?
I have my Facebook page, also my website. My Facebook page is Boom Rhino. Boom Rhino.
Boom Rhino. Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, if you are interested in seeing more of P Boom's work, you can go to P Boom's Facebook page, Boom Rhino. All right. Thank you so much for being with us today, Kap P Boom. Thank
thank
you
you.
so much. Have a nice day and see you soon. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, next up, we have a Design Innovation Program alumnus. We have Pitong, Mr. Karang Warapong Situkun. He is a Chief Operation Officer of 4Digit and also an expert in UX and UI, which is in high demand in the market these days, I believe. How does Pitong apply his design innovation learning experience in user experience and user interface? สวัสดีครับพี่ตอง The floor is all yours. Is everything okay, Piton? Maybe the mic? Hello, Cup? Uh, Piton, can you hear us? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we're having a bit of technical difficulties, but we'll be starting the presentation very soon. All right. Well, to go back to the previous topic, um, I've also always been kind of interested in computational design. Lately, I've been trying out this because I'm from communication design major. I like illustration and painting and etc. And I've been trying this website where you can just type in some words. You can pick a theme, an art style, and you can type in some words, and you get a painting, and that's all made by artificial intelligence, and that's just amazing. Oh, Pitong is back with us. Is everything okay now?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep. All right. Okay, so Adikap, properly.
Okay, sawadee.
uh,
Sorry,
the
there's a
floor.
little technical problem.
Oh, it's all right. It happens all the time. All right. Thank you so much for being with us today. The stage is all yours.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thanks everybody for letting me here. So, my name is Kalan Mulapong Sitikun. I am the user experience specialist and the chief operations officer of 4Digit. So, uh, after I graduated from SoA+D in 2006, uh, on 2011, I start my first company called Pheromone, which doing the UI and UX things and the co-working space called Haba Thailand. And in 2013, I established the UX Academy Thailand. And after that, 3 years after that, I was nominated to be the Google UI UX expert. And two 2 years ago, uh, I merged my company with 4Digit, which is the Japanese design company. So which is my company right now. So actually, my activity from most of my time is building the UX community in Thailand uh, start multiple events and also be a mentor for startup. And also, I have joined the Google Developer Expert community to become one of the, the expert in the innovation domain. And this is me. Actually, my job at Google is to be the mentor and to consult with many multiple company about user experience and user interface. And right now, I work for 4Digit. 4Digit is the digital experience consultancy company located in multiple countries such as Japan, Thailand, Spain, and Vietnam. So uh, at 4Digit, we do the design and also we finding the solution for every problem that our client has by using digital and design. So if you can learn from the history, uh, about 100 years ago to 1960 is the age of manufacturing. Who owned the manufacturer powerhouse is the market leader, and after that it's become the age of distribution. In the age of distribution is which company can distribute their goods or their product, they will be the market leader. And about 20 years ago, it is the age of information. When the internet come to your life, when the internet is popular, the information is linking anywhere. And after that is the age of customer, where the customer is king. The customer has power than more than more than before. So in the age of customer, the term of user experience become well known because everybody want to focus on their user, on their customer. And right now, it is the age of disruption. The age of disruption is a time to focus to renew or remake something that doesn't work before by using design and technology. As you know, the innovation come in many forms, such as the software as a service like Netflix or the electrical vehicle that come to replace the fuel engine, or maybe something that use the artificial intelligence and automate process to remove the employee. So actually, innovation is to deliver a real breakthrough rather than incremental or random improvements. So in this era, most of the innovation pop up because the traditional industry boundary have dissolved and customer has more power than ever. The brand loyalty has less power, and also the technology acceleration create a new way of operation process. So to create an innovation, you will have an integrating cumulative experience from many people in your team, the creativity and understanding, and also the vision and culture and execution plan. And one last thing that cannot, and it is actually is the most important thing. Once Steve Jobs said, you have got to start with the customer experience and work backward to the technology. So coming to today's topic is about the user experience. The user experience is the totality of the effort or effects felt by the user as a result of interaction with and the user context of use a system, device, product, including the influence of usability, usefulness, and emotion impact during interaction. So interaction with is quite a broad term and embrace seeing, touching, thinking about the system or product, including admiring it and its presentation before any physical interaction. Most of my time, the the problem of my design always start with how might we, such as how might we let children enjoy their meals. So if the question is like this, so is my job to explore and research about how people or how children enjoy their meal. What is the definition of happiness for children? What is the behavior? So most of the time, it's all about the activities, the behavior and emotion that we have to know to create a good experience for them. And like I mentioned before, the user experience is combination of multiple domain of expertise. So it's combination of art and science about the trial and error process, the testing process, the validation, and also the business thing. So all of these three combine into user experience. If we want to define a good user experience, it starts from the fundamental, which is the functional or the requirement. And then up to the latter one step, is the function is reliable or is the system performance is reliable. And after that, is it usable or is the usability is good enough? Come to the part of emotional. Is it convenient? Does the user journey convey a good experience to user? And also, is it leave a pleasurable feeling to the user? And one last thing is it meaningful or the benefit is fit with what user want? If we want all of this to complete this pyramid, we need an expertise that called the user experience design. The user experience design is a method to create a great experience to everybody who use our product by consider by user perspective, which is the underlying most important highest priority. We consider the user perspective. Let me give you an example. The fast food. Most of us experience a fast food restaurant before. So the fast food restaurant actually it has bad atmosphere. People yelling, everything is chaos, and ingredient is frozen, and we assume that it lack of nutrition. The chef is unskilled. You can hire somebody to train for 20 minutes to cook for you, and the food styling is bad. So we assume that these are bad experience compared to the fine dining. The fine dining restaurant actually it has good atmosphere and an ingredient is fresh, and also it we assume that it will good for health. So the chef will be high skill chef, and also the food styling is beautiful. And then all of this concluded, we we assume that it has good experience. If we want to redesign the restaurant, should we change from fast food to fine dining? Should we conclude the problem into a solution without a user? What if our customer is this kid? What do you think they will choose between the fast food or the fine dining? So, yes, most of the people will say this kid will enjoy fast food. So, the user experience, we start not from the problem or solution, we start from the persona, which is the reflection of user. And after that, we research about what problem that do they have. And we came up with the objective of the design and a strategies, and also come to the features. After that, we go to the solution. During the way, we always populate a question such as who has the problem, what is the problem, how will we solve this, and what will the solution achieve, and what features are required to accomplish the objective, and the solution, what will the product look like. All of these questions will be used to create a hypothesis or an assumption, and we validate it by testing. This question happen almost the time of the design process. So we can conclude that this process is the design thinking process. In design thinking process, we start from empathize the customer, empathize the user by conduct a research to develop an understanding of your users. When we understand user enough, we define by combine on all of your research and define the solution by ideate it as much as possible. We ideate multiple prototypes to test to find which one is the best, which one is the best fit for the problem, for the business goal, for the user. And after that, we implement it and launch it. So after launch, we use the result of the feedback to empathize user again and define and ideate and do a prototype again as a loop of iteration. So we do the continuous improvement for the product. The first step to of our design process is to sensing the moving trend. What is the boundary of technology? What is the market need? What is the behavior that user changing along the way? After that, we select user to empathize because user experience as a term, it's all start with the user because user has multiple behavior, multiple context, multiple usage. Imagine you doing a product such as the uh, uh, maybe a timer or a navigator, something, some application for you to use while you are running or to use while you are driving or working at your desk or you are walking around in the city. This context of use or the user persona is different, which will affect the product. So we start by trying to select what will our user be. This is an example of the persona. If you want to, like design the grocery shopping application for this three group of persona, which has different behavior, different mindset, the product should be different. Look at the left, Julia. Julia is the carefully considered shopper because she has low annual income. She consider every baht she spend and compare the price heavily. But compared to Rob, the guy in the middle, who focus on the comfortable. So if it is easy or if it is easier, he don't care about the money he spent. So, or compared to the right one, the impulse shopper. Imagine your mom or your friend who always unnecessarily shopping because it has a promotion or sales. So if you want to design the shopping application for these three group of persona, the feature of the product will be different. After we know all of the user, we define why we have to define because customer don't buy a product. They pull them into their life to make progress. So what we define the project vision, we define the product vision. We define the problems. We define the job to be done, what the user want to be done. We define the product strategy and the key user insight and the step of execution or the user journey. And after that, we define the requirement. Once we already define, we go to the ideation part. The ideation part is when you put the creativity in. So ideation part is fun because the same problem can answer with multiple solution, such as this picture. The problem is you in underdevelopment country, children don't have enough computer to use in their classroom. Actually, we know that the learning speed will increase heavily if we provide them the learning by doing. So if you look at the picture, you will see that there's a mouse on every table, and each mouse has a cursor on their own to play on only one computer because the school is poor, cannot afford a computer for every student. So they use they use a software to be a solution. But if we want to use another way around to solve the same problem, it may be reduce the cost of the hardware like this. Reduce the cost of the computer from metal to plastic, from high specification computer to good enough specification. So the children or the school can afford more computer for everybody in the classroom. How do we know that our solution is work? The validation process is key. Most of our design, we validate it since it is the at the initial stage, like this one. Instead of we develop a real program, a real software, we use the paper prototype to testing, to to test the understanding of user, to test the concept before we spend time to do the actual working software. This process will help you a lot to reduce time to validate your idea, and also it will be help your design process because you can change it along the way. The changing cost is low, and actually the validation part is fun. This project we do the project to the for the hospital, the service design for hospital, but actually we don't have enough time to do the one-on-one scale prototype, so we make it like a board game to test our idea. So this is how we design, this is our process, this is how we live. Thank you. Do you have any question?
Uh, Thank you so much for a very detailed presentation. I learned a lot, and I totally can see how empathy is important. It's an important skill to have as a designer to really deliver products that are, as you mentioned, comfortable, convenient, and etc., etc. I do have a question. Maybe it might be a little too specific to user experience, but when you mentioned that you do um, persona prototypes, uh, you do persona to study, to empathize with the clients, and I suppose you do talk to actual people to create these personas, right? Um, so when you do that, how many Um, how many people do you usually work with to really understand the target audience?
So if it comes to research, it depends. Mostly we start from the quantitative study first. After we use the quantitative study, we can filter down the people and we do the qualitative study, like the in-depth interview with maybe 5 or 10 people to more understanding. So actually this is the process. Sometimes it can be 20 people, sometimes it can be 50, but most of the time we filter from 100 or 1,000 people from quantitative study.
I see. So that would totally depend on the product itself as well. All
Yeah,
right. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for a very insightful, very informative presentation, Kap. I also love that you referred back to the history of um, technology and advancements, and it's kind of unsettling to know that we're in the age of disruption. But I suppose we're moving forward into a better future. So thank you so much for being with us. See you soon in a bit. ครับ thank you สวัสดีครับ all right. Well, it was a very informative session. I learned a lot. I hope you learned a lot as well, watching Pitong's presentation.ครับ. All right. Next up, we have Pimeng, Mr. Thirawat Klangchangchai. He is a communication design program alumnus. Um, uh, Pimeng is currently a media artist, and he will tell us what his life is like in the digital world of immersive experience. So please welcome Pimeng. Pimeng ครับสวัสดีครับ Pimeng, your mic is muted.
ครับขอบคุณ
All right. Thank you so much for being here. I am looking forward to your presentation. The stage is all yours.
Hi, my name is Thilawat Kanjalanchai or Pimeng. Like today gonna be talk about like the immersive design and let you know about like what is the immersive. So I will open your experience to immersive my life as my journey of during my the studying. So I was like the alumni for the communication design from the SoA+D, and then I'm get the master degree from the media space from the University of Europe. So like I think like all you may curious about like what is the communication design and how like the my life used to be in the during from the SoA+D life. So let's take back to like the year that I'm still the student here. Like I think like this time of learning here is like the make me learn a lot as a designer, and it's not just only the from the knowledge but also the people, environment, and the staff here that give me as a me today. So like the first of my interest during the studying here, like this is my work from the year two. Like I'm interested into working with the photography, and this project that like the aside from the Ajahn that want us to find a relationship between Papadang and Pakong Tala. So we find that some of the relation that the immerse the relate between like the iconic of the vehicle in the two area of the space. And then like from the third year, this my work I'm still like interest working with the photography now, but in this year I'm trying to learning more about the experimental photography and like to shift out the my thought from the design to like the more into like the experimental. I love to play with the time and the speed shutter. So then when I first fourth year that I find myself I'm working with the video art, like the abstract video experimental, tying with the new material with the water, ink, and like the sound that, and then I use the camera to capture. the to create my artwork and my art piece. So after my bachelor from my after I'm graduated from the SoA+D, I'm working at a motion graphic, and then I'm start curious about like to working with the new media stuff, with the video art or like the protection mapping or the interactive design. So I'm take my journey to like continue my master degree to study in the new media design, or the last name we call like the media space. That is not really new topic from in this type of the learning. Like we have a lot, I have a lot of friends that had a different background from me from the bachelor. Like I have like the architecture student, fashion designer, interior, communication design, photographer, dancer, to like come to learning together and start here the project and try to experiment with the new media stuff. So like I have also working with the like this some of my picture that during time in the Germany in Berlin. Like I'm explore with the virtual reality, protection mapping, and like the Kinect depth camera to get like some sense of the image and find out the uh, new way of to hear the visual to explore my imagination. Then is some of my project during study master there, like working with the VR. It's like the technology that you need to wear with the goggle, like the VR headset. But now I'm trying to explore more to hear like the no sense of time that I'm questioning about the how the present of us as a human being in the digital way language. So I'm start like the working with the virtual reality content and to project on the human body to hear like the some that inside you, but you cannot like the people another cannot see. So now let's see some the video of experience. So like in this we are experience that I want to people to experience like what I'm thought and what I believe and what I see in the VR. Like, so like with the technology of the VR is like the allow us to come be at the person like the first point of view that you can come into the other people seeing or the another people mind. So like the I really enjoy to working with the virtual reality stuff, and then uh, I still like the have like the some another technique of the working with the installation with the lighting. Like we took here the question about like the reality are we are in the digital. Like now it's like the more like the installation art. Its name is like the lanity. That I want to hear like the immersive experience that we see the lane, we saw the lane, and we feel the lane in the lighting experience. So as like all the sculpture that I'm working with the LED strip and like with the sound and the motion, so like here the experience to feel the lane. So like that formed by studying life for my bachelor and master project that I'm working during that time. So then like now I'm gonna continue with what my work experience and work life that now what I'm doing. Like so I have like divide my section to be like the commercial work, artistic work, and my teaching. So my commercial work, like the last project that I have worked for the 28 Shillong, like the real estate in the Shillong, and then we are as a team that to hear like the lighting experience to decorate and celebrate the Christmas. Like we have like the interactive Christmas tree that you can type your message or like the emoji, and then you can put it onto the Christmas tree here. Or like in the garden that we have like it's called like sunken yard. We have like the position mapping and the lighting to hear like the scene for to the get the immerse to the new kind of the space sense of the living. Then I am also working as the VJ or like the visual jockey. It's really popular now with the live performance. That my part that have to like put the graphic to the sequence to the LED screen is really important now for do the virtual production like for the concert. Then I have a chance to working for the artist in Thailand. They call it the Team and Down for their opening album, and they have the one song that I have to hear the experience about the time zone. Like I have to get the message from the what the song said, and then I'm trying to recreate into the my artwork. Like this call is like is it the LED tunnel that we I want to hear like the church select that the people who come in here they can have customize, they can put their memory or their image to the this tunnel. So let's see how it works. So in this installation, like the people can immerse with their memory, like they can put their photo into the tunnel here. So the other one, I'm working for like the sentence CPN. So this like the work I'm working for like the IG filter that with the AR technology, like you can as you can see like, So like now you can see like our artwork that then on the screen only. Like we can merge people with our graphic in the real time, like with the IG filter or like with the AR, that we can have a box interface for the people that can to come and take the photography and share in the social media. So then another part of like my artist work project, like here's my position mapping. The project is named Memory of Meng. That's what my experience that during in the Germany, like to trying to project my memory to the disco ball and then reflect. Like I'm love to experiment with the new technique. Like the position, it doesn't mean that you need to project on the wall only, but you can try to put the project on the mirror wall and then they hear like the other experience or the other perception. And the another one that I'm working uh, in the Bangkok, Awakening Bangkok, is I project my visual to the ground for and then uh, let the people come to immerse with my protection. And I just call like I was asking people come to walk on the water. So that it's what the new kind of the technology that we can give the new perception for the digital media. Or you can like the project onto another surface that hear the new meaning of your art. And this one is also a project from the Awakening Bangkok. It's called a Sanity that I want to hear like the experience of the sensory experience to do the protection mapping and the smell in the room. Like the people can come in here and then experience the how lovely of the sun. So now like this project that like the surface of the protection, like I put through like the acrylic board, as you can see from here, and then like the circle, and then they create like the texture on it, and then they can hear like the different kind of the perception of the mapping technique. So the another part of me, like I'm working at the teaching at the part-time lecturer in the communication design, and this is some part of my student work. Through like the poster that you see, like it's not working with the Photoshop or like the Illustrator, but everything is happened by coding, like with the touch designer that like the visual language programming that you can hear the image and the movement, the video. A really new technology that I think like it's gonna be like thing that everyone should learn for the next generation of the designer. And then you can explore more with like the some of the exhibition. This is my third year student at the final project that they hear like the experience from the touch designer that they use to like the 3D dimensional or interactive design and the visual mapping. But they have like not in the real site installation. We have already like the Instagram exhibition. So it is how the programming that look like from the process that I taught them to use. This called like the touch designer and the visualizing program that you connect on the node. and then they have like the visual. So it's really useful tool for the next generation of the media artists. Then now you may have like the question, what is the immersive design? So like the immersive design that I think is whether we decorate the room or like the our thought or our imagination with the digital world, and then we can immerse people into there. So I think you can see the example from like the team lab. It's like it's bringing you into the nature, like they change the perception of the room, and hear a lot of scene. And change the way that we interact with the visual. And it's also like this one is for the interactive immersive experience from the Moment Factory.
Moment Factory is ready to connect you with the environment, with each other, in new ways, by exploding the interface. Touch. Please prepare for your next activation. Body. Portable. Data visualization.
So I think like the experience design past immersive is called like the immersive design that you can immerse yourself through like the artwork. Have you ever like to feel like when you're reading a book and it's really immerse you to the story of the book, like you really feel it in, or like that you're playing the video game and then you really feel like you are the character or like the protagonist of the story that you are playing now. It's like kind of the sense that they move your thought to the another space, like to another place, not in the reality. So like in the immersive design that we can have like the four category, like the virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and extended reality. So like this kind of the four category that they already here like the VR virtual reality is like kind of the fully immersed. It's like they have you in the inside of the world of the 3D world, like you just transfer yourself to that world and to experience and you can see in the another way. So this one is a project from the Marshmallow laser face. It's like the project is called like you are in the eye of the animal. So now you're gonna be like the animal, like the insect or the fly, and then you will see how they see the world, and then you experience how they fly and how they living, what their vision.
Well done, dudes. What a show. What a show. Unbelievable. Very clever. Amazing.
You like that?
Oh, what fantastic. Really so good. And the sound with it as well.
Like all the things that you see in like all the visual of them that you see on the scene, it's like the real space on the forest, but they use like the type of the camera, like the laser camera to capture like all the data into the 3D. Actually, like you can tie with your iPhone or the iPad that with the new version. We have like the software called Linda Camera. So you can export the space and then tie to playing with the this kind of the visual of the point counting, the scanning technique, and then that they like the fundamental to create like the scene for the virtual reality in the 3D stuff. And then the augmented reality is like kind of the graphic that combined with the physical reality. So we give you some of the example of the AR augmented reality. So like with the you can see like with the AR technique that you have to need to have like the device. We have like the Microsoft HoloLens or like the with the mobile version with the iPhone. You can scan through the image that you have, and then it's gonna be have like the something that happened in the your mobile device. Then like we have like the mixed reality, that merging of the real and virtual world to produce a new environment. with the physical space to get you immersed into the space there. And as you can see in the example that of the Black Panther for the Super Bowl. It's like the Black Panther one that you're gonna be showing live in real time at the broadcast. Like when for the people who watching the Super Bowl on the TV, but the real people on the stadium that they didn't see the Black Panther, but they will see on the screen in the stadium.
To it.
Everybody get your roll on. Oh yeah, get your roll on. Oh yeah, get your roll on. Oh yeah, everybody get your roll on.
And this within our new normal world is like from the live film I will film you like for the and this part you can see like they play the video violin and they have like she wear like the special suit called like the motion capture that when she moving everything we're gonna be like the transfer she to the avatar on the in the virtual like to be the disciplinist or the capture that happening in the real time like everything that didn't have like the keyframe or the prepare editing but already moving in the real time for the motion capture. We get through like through the people to immerse the experience or like the performance that is like kind of the transfer into the real time and then we share the experience together during the new normal like on the pandemic section. Or like this guy like he's singing and then the avatar P like now are on the
To it.
this site really new like this combine all the virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality together to the XR, to the extended reality that we have the stage, digital, and the performance. So like with the extendability, it's really popular now. Like the name that we call is like the virtual production. Like we have the set and the state and the performance, and then we capture everything together in the real time. Like you can see from the broadcast. So this kind of set there is a filter, the production, and you may question like what the tool that they use to create like the experience, or even for the virtual production, XR, VR, or like the thing that all you see. Like most of all that they're working on like the game engine tools. The most popular one that they use in the industry now, we have like the Unreal. Like you can compose all the everything and then hit play, and then it's kind of like you working with the gaming, and you can put all your asset with the graphic 3D stuff into a scene. Another one that they use like for the Unity, also the game engine that doing for the production, and I think like most of the how it's what really powerful tool for the game engine stuff. With nowadays our modern living with the virtual production, and this one is also the touch designer. It's like for the interactive, and the vendor that you need to have it for to create like your 3D scene, and then you compose everything into the game engine to hear the scene here and running all your stuff. So I hope you have to get to know with the immersive design and get the experience more. So now I'm gonna get to the section of the Q&A.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this really impressive experience. I genuinely felt the chills with some of the work that you showed, some of your work. I really like Rainity and Santi as well. We have some questions from the audience. One of the question is, well, we know that like both AR and VR has been used a lot in the education sector these days. Now with COVID and everything going on, and everything is now online these days, and a lot of students are studying online. Do you a lot of education organizations are adapting to AR and VR as well. But for PMANG, you personally, is there any idea that you want to implement in the education sector to improve during this COVID online learning periods?
Oh yes, I think like for the AI and VR, it's like really important for us to need to learning for the programming stuff like the creative code or the and I think like all you guys will have the question that how should I get started to working with this? It's a lot of like the programming stuff, and it's so hard. But I want to give you the truth that it's not hard. Like you just need a lot of time to working on it. And now we have like a lot of tutorial you can find on the YouTube channel to get to there to like your self individualing to self studying if you already get into it. So there are a lot of tools, and most of the software that they have is all free, and they already have the resource that you can get easy to working a lot with it. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I think that would be really helpful. Another question that we do have is it's about it's about the artistic works that you mentioned earlier. Um,
Mhm.
how do you develop your ideas? How do you go from the concept and into the actual work? What is your work process is like usually?
Yeah. Actually, like this is my secret that I'm getting from the learning from the communication design student at the SoA+D. I think like since us in the first year that we have to learn like the design fundamental, and like we come from the thing really abstract from our researching, and then we develop, and then we get the concept, and then outcome, and then it's like I still use this as all the key learning of me to like to keep continue. Even I will start doing the new project, I will like get to the research, like what is my obsession, what if I'm interesting, or what I had a passion on it. So these are really important process that I'm learn as a communication design student in the SOAD.
Well, yeah. Now that you've shared our secret, people won't be joining the school anymore. I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you so much for sharing this. I really enjoyed knowing more about learning more about immersive design. I will definitely be looking forward to your work in the future as well. And I am now motivated to learn more about immersive design and try it myself as well. So thank you so much for being here with us. Sawadee Krap, and we will see you soon. All right. Last but definitely not the least, P Chang, Miss Luxiga Siwamongkokun. Apologies for the mistake. Alumna from the Interior Architecture Problem. She is the owner of the popular YouTube channel Lucky Tree, and it which has over 800,000 subscribers. And how did Bi Chang use her knowledge and creativity to create such interesting content? And we're going to find out soon. Unfortunately, because P. Chang is not available to attend our activities today, she sent us a pre recorded message in which she presented and shared her experience with all of us. You can contribute questions to this session via the YouTube chat boxes and as well as the comment section on live on Facebook page. Our team will gather and coordinate with P. Chang to respond to your questions and comments if there are any. All right, so let's watch the talk together. P. Chang.
SoA+D ค่ะ I'm Cheng. You guys can call me P Cheng. I graduated from Interior Architecture program for many years. I can't even remember how many years. Let's start with after I graduated from the university. I work with my family business. It's almost like my duty to carry on my family business. And after a few years, I feel like I miss the design. I miss creative thinking because we spent 5 years in the design school, growing and developing our creative thinking. But after graduated, I rarely use it in daily life. I can say that my family business, my parent is a baby boomer generation. The boomer hate changing. They like to keep everything like what they get used to. So I really have no chance to apply the creativity on the family business. Then I think about the second job. I seek for the second job that I can apply my creativity on it and earn some money. And at that time, I kind of addicted on watching YouTube. I feel like YouTube is a place that have lots of opportunity. because it's the first time that anybody can own their own channel. Like anybody can create their channel. Before, if you want to have a television channel, you have to spend lots of money on it. But now you can have your own channel. You don't have to spend any money on it. It's free. And you can upload any type of content. You can, as long as it's not violence, it's no sex, no drug. It's almost like a common sense, as long as you create a polite and clean content, it's fine. And I at that day I have an idea that popped up in my mind that ignite inside me. Like, what if I create my own channel and having fun with it, explore with it, throw some idea, spend some creativity on it. It's fine if that channel cannot make any money, but at least it could be my playground that I can throw my creativity on, having fun. And yes, I start to create my YouTube channel that day. At the very first phase of my YouTube channel, I having fun with it. I do every type of content. I do singing, I do gaming, I do cooking, I do exercising, vlogging, because I want to having fun throwing some idea on it and also exploring the platform. Because at that time, I don't have that much information about YouTube. I don't know how the algorithm work. I don't know what type of people watching YouTube. I don't know that, okay, if I create this type of content, will they like it? Or will the platform, will the algorithm like it? I really don't have that much information, so I just exploring, like experiment with myself and also with the platform. After that, I see some opportunity that this could be a job. I can develop my YouTube channel to be a job. Then I start to take it serious. I start to think about it serious. I start to organize and I start to apply some design process on my YouTube channel. Yes, I design my channel like I design a brand. I applied everything. I applied observation. I applied the analyzing process. I applied the idea concept development into my channel. To explain, I step back and look at my channel as a brand. Like my entire YouTube channel is one brand, is a brand. That the location of the brand is the platform. Before in the design school, I learned in interior architecture, right? The location, of course, is the physical location. It's the place that the project gonna take place. But now is the media, is the online media. So the location is gonna be the platform that I uploaded the content in. So location is YouTube. I have to observe the YouTube. I have to observe the platform. I have to understand the algorithm that, okay, what is the rule? What kind of the content they like? How do they work? How do people see the clip? How do they reach the video? And how, there's so many details. If I talk in detail, it's gonna take so long. So I will try to explain it shortly. I have to understand the algorithm and I have to understand the user that get into the YouTube because they are the audience. We have to understand how many type of user that come into you to the YouTube as same as we design the project. Now you see some picture, now you see something. We also have the site, we also have the location, we also have the user, and we also have a product. We have a brand, we have a concept, we have an objective. You see some kind of some same element that we get used to in the design process. I apply those process into my YouTube channel. I look at the content as a product. I design every content as I design a product. First of all, I think at this point, I have to explain about the content creator first, because I believe that most of you may have a question that what actually content creator means. A content creator is a person or a brand who uploaded or who created a content, which could be any type of media, which could be a text or a voice like podcast or a picture or video, and upload it into the online platform. Online platform means any type of platform. It could be Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, or even TikTok. And there are so many type of content creator out there, depends on their objective. For me, I created my channel as a brand. And some people create their channel to promote or support their main career. For example, I knew this Lung Chang channel is the channel named Lung Chang. I think he's an engineer or a contractor, and he created his channel to give people information about construction and material. Like he telling people how many type of wooden finishing, what is the difference between those, and what is the advantage and disadvantage, the cost, the budget, how to install, how to get it, how to buy it, where to buy it. Those kind of objective will focus on the awareness. Like the person who create those kind of content, they just want the awareness. They want people who pass by and watch the clip get the awareness about them, about their brand. Like as I give you an example of the Lung Chang, people who pass by and saw the video and watched the video will at least aware that he is an engineer, he is a contractor, he have a knowledge. And if or whenever you need help, or you want to renovate a house, or you need some help from engineer or contractor, you will remember him and you will contact him. See, this is another type of content creator. Back to my position, I create my channel as a brand. For now, I have 4 YouTube channels which have more than 1 million subscribers in total. And those 4 YouTube channels act like 4 different brands. I have designed it differently. Those channels have different target user, different concept, and different marketing plan. Let's talk about my main YouTube channel. Okay, let me show you the channel. Give me a second because I have to move myself down. I have to move myself down to the corner. Yeah, now I move myself to the corner. Okay, this is my main channel named Lucky Tree. I create this channel with a concept that I want to create a video with how to say, I have a concept of creative entertaining. it's like I want to do some creative video, but in a way of entertaining. Because after I observed and analyzed the platform, I got some information and I feel like I want to balance between creativity and entertaining. Because if I talk about the results, it's gonna be so long. It's gonna take so long. So I will try to conclude it like if we create early, if we focus early on the creativity, there's gonna be a niche market on YouTube because there are tons of people and various types of people that use YouTube every day, and there's only some people that interested on creativity, design or even art. If I aim for those topic, my channel will become a niche channel. And if you want to grow, or if you want to grow a brand, if you want to grow a YouTube channel, you need to concern about the view and the amounts of audience as well. And because of that, I think like I cannot go on with purely creative content because it's gonna be too niche. So I try to put some mass on. People love entertaining. Every age, all age love entertaining. So I try to combine creativity with entertaining. I try to explain design and creative in the entertaining way with joy and funny environment. So in this channel, I have so many design that I try to communicate it, and like for example this one, you see ไก่อากาศ I designed the content as a prank because prank is one of the entertaining content that people like, and I want to design a food. I want to put some creativity on it, so I designed a prank. Like I created the menu that looked like a chicken, a fried chicken, but there is no chicken inside. It's a hollow chicken. See, I designed something. I put some creativity on it, but in the mood and tone of entertaining, and people really like it. Let's talk about some of my favorite content. Oh, sorry about the picture. Oh my god, what is that? This one. Okay, let's start with okay, this is that clip. This is one of my favorite content. ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้งแบบใหม่ I designed the new type, the new generation of ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง We all know what is ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง, right? I start this project with my boyfriend. He also graduated from industrial design. We think like we have an idea to develop and design the new generation of ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง because we all get used to with ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง and I feel like many people perceive it so old and it's not trendy food. So we have an idea that what if we can design ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง and turn them into a trendy food. We did so many research behind the scene because we cannot show every design process on the video because I have to balance between creativity and entertaining. We cannot show every process on the design because it's gonna be too boring for the people who don't understand the design process. So I did the research part behind the scene. We did brainstorm about the value of ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง and we found out that the inside and the value of ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง is a stick. หมูปิ้ง need to be on a stick. Without the stick, it's not ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง and we also observe about the user behavior. Many people love to eat ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง with one hand and doing something else with another hand. So we combine both ข้าวเหนียว and หมูปิ้ง in one stick. Let's show maybe this part. Yeah, see, we designed to combine sticky rice. We designed to combine ข้าวเหนียว and หมูปิ้ง in one stick in the shape like corn dog to easily carry with one hand. And we also add more fun with it. Look at that. We grilled it on a pan. And another develop is so insane because I want to, add more trendy stuff on it. People love cheese. Cheese become like a trendy food now. So I add some cheese. Oops. Hello, where? Okay. I add some mozzarella cheese inside of the ข้าวเหนียวหมูปิ้ง and roll it again. And I do deep fried it. I deep fried it. And it tastes so good. It's so good. I really want you to try it. This is the outcome. See, I want to tell people that creative could be fun. It's not a serious thing, Another content that I want to show you is this one. This one. I created an oven that use sunlight energy to cook food from recycled stuff in my house. I do put some sketching design. I do some sketch design on the video here. Actually, this one is the second design. The first design I designed is in the shape of a diamond, and there are some problem happen because the shape is too tall, so the heat is kind of spread around, and I want to make it smaller, so I cut off the top part. We do some perspective, and after that we make a mock-up. We do create many model experience. See here, some weird shape open, and it's really work. It can even bake a cake. We show the design, the developing, and the advertisement appear. Okay, what a right time. Sorry about that. Here, this is the outcome. This is how the outcome look like. We use everything. We use the recycle stuff in the house. And see, the cake really cook. Look at that. It does work. It's really work. Yeah, and that is the example of my content. And that's it, my main channel. Actually, I have a hidden objective on that channel. I want to give people a clue or a hint, a little bit taste of creativity and design, because I feel like there's so many people who don't understand about design. They don't even know how difference between design and art. So I want to give them a clue like how powerful of the creative and design is. Because designing thing is like making things better. The power of design and power of creativity is so incredible. We can create a better thing because of them. We can use design, we can apply design in anything, in any way. Like, it's so powerful, and I want people to understand. And it really works because I got some information. I got some comment from the audience that they start to feel it. They start to curious about, P Cheng, how did you how did you come up with those new and fresh idea all the time? You upload three video a week. How can you keep coming up with some creative idea? What is the process behind? They start to question about it. So that is the reason why I create another channel named Cheng Laksika, that I try to explain. The objective of that channel is I want to explain the work behind my main channel. What is the thinking process behind? I will try to explain it on that channel. And also, I got so many questions about architecture, about design school. So I want to share some information and share some experience with the student or teenager who wanna learn in the design school. Like, share my information and also my experience that I got in the design. What should you do? What you shouldn't do during learning the design? Because I've been there before. I want to share the experience. I did so many mistakes during the time that I in the design school. I made a lot of mistakes, and I want to share the experience to I don't want people to get the same mistake as I did, and I want to share what I get from the design school, what I got, and how I applied it into my real life. Another thing that I want to tell you people, you student, no matter you're a high school student or a architecture student, is don't be too serious and don't scope yourself with the how to say, don't fix it. Because I used to tell this in my YouTube channel. I want to tell you again here that educational learning is like you are seeking for an opportunity. For example, you are learning in architecture school. It's like you're seeking another type of opportunity, but it doesn't mean that this is your only opportunity. You can apply or you can choose another opportunity if you have, and if you like it, you can choose it. It doesn't mean that you graduated from architecture and you have to work as an architect only. No, life is so flexible. And also you can apply your design skill that you get from the design school. Like me, I graduated from interior architecture. It doesn't mean that I have to be interior designer. Now I become content creator, and I'm proud with myself because I can really apply my design. Some people may say that, oh, you waste your time on a university. No, I'm not. Because I apply everything I learned in the school, in the design school, into my job. Because I really design my channel. I really design my brand based on the knowledge I got from the university. based on the knowledge I got from the design school. And I showed it on my content. See, I designed many things in my channel. So I want to repeat it again that just learn, just gather all of the information, just gather as much as you can, and also seek for the opportunity and choose the opportunity that you really like. Don't fix it. Design is so flexible, you can apply to anything. And yeah, I hope you guys can achieve whatever you want and enjoy with your opportunity that you choose.
All right. Thank you so much, P Chang, if you're watching. I will definitely, right after this, I'm just gonna go buy some mupeng and kaonya, and I'm just gonna make some fried kaonya mupeng at home and try it. I'm pretty sure it looks amazing. Also, just as P Chang mentioned, if we're open-minded enough, we would be able to see how adaptable design knowledge is and how different aspects of design surrounds us every day. I really love that she told us to, she reminded us to not take life too seriously all the time, and that life will unfold itself pretty well. I really enjoyed that. I needed that reminder. Thank you so much, Phi Chang, for giving your time to record this for us. We do have to apologize. We're running a little late on the schedule. I hope you still have some time for our alumni Q&A. And I hope you gain a lot of knowledge from all the talks, because next up we have prepared a discussion session with all of the seniors who were with us today, and we will be asking Pi Boom, Pi Dong, and Pi Mang some question. And if you have any question, please feel free to drop down in the comments. We will be adding those questions in the panel as much as time allows. We will be right back and stay tuned. Sawadee krab. Welcome back, krab. All right. Well, how are you feeling after all this talk? Great. Okay. Well, we have prepared some questions, and as we go on with this session, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some questions from the audience as well. Okay, but the first question it has to do with your time during SoA+D as well, because also because I'm a current student here, and what I believe is that SoA+D focus a lot on creativity and the design process and the thinking process, and I believe it's a faculty's core strengths. And based on your actual work experience, how important is that practice of trusting the process? And how important is it in your career and in the modern times? Yeah.
Let me start. They teach me a strong design, human-centered design. Still my process until now.
พี่ตองครับ I think your mic is a little it's catching some weird sounds. Yeah. Your voice is lagging a little. Yeah.
Is cold. Okay, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, it's all good now. All right.
Okay, so actually the design process that SoA+D taught me, I still using it, and it still used as a core design process in my company, because the human-centered design is not all about the product design or the digital product design. You can design everything: a service, a product, a digital product, the operation process, by using the main principle of user-centered design. So uh, based on my actual work experience, I still using it since my graduation until now. It's about nearly 20 years already. So I think, and it fit very well with the modern design process, and also the career path that still have a new career path that pop up every year, such as right now, if you want to design for the virtual reality, the human design still fit with this design process.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, especially with VR and AR, it definitely is human centered, right? There is a supposedly the user itself is a human, and it's all about immersive design as well. Pimeng, do you want to add anything to that as well?
Yeah, like for the VR, I think like the technology that we have like the nowadays that they try to like the copy from the human being, like from the outside, the outdoor, and then develop into the machine. Like they transfer what the got here to the machine thing. So I think like so now we can like the reverse engineer to learn the process or understand more about ourselves through the technology or the digital with the thought. So like I think for the example that like before we have like the machine, we have still have like the application for working on it. Maybe either for the Windows or the Mac OS or the whatever that have like the fundamental of the system. So it's like the human brain that we have to get the sum of the learning or the language that they taught us to our mind, or like the sum of the. I think it's quite work well with the generative design too. Like they have like the coding, and then they can the procedure, the animation, or like the graphic to the like the nature that we have nowadays.
I see. Well, in relation to that as well, I want to ask people who have, how does computation design play a role in this human-centered design process as well?
Oh, I think Ming already said everything. Totally agree with him. Yeah. He
Yeah.
he already talked about the generative design, immersive design, the coding. Yeah, that's all.
Hmm. Yeah. We have a question from the audience. So the question says, if I want to work in immersive design, what qualifications do I need? So I guess this question is for Pimeng. So qualifications and skills.
Uh, like with the immersive design that I think is quite extremely. I think you need to know like about the designing part and like the technical with the programming, a little basic. But like for if you want to start, I think like from the nowadays that we already have like the tutorial or like the learning source that you can get into it. Like you can study start from yourself, and most of the programming now is quite easy to use. You have to need to working with the tech base anymore. So you have your idea that you can combine your technique with the photography or like your editing skill, and then you can make it more visual. And then I think nowadays that we have the software that help us to working with the immersive experience easier, but you need to know a little basic of like the lighting design or like the how to do modeling or the composition to like create your scene. And I think like the most of the important thing about the idea that to create the sense of the experience that. But actually, I want to as myself, I would love me to uh, get into the nature and then get the sense of like watching the water and to see on the waving on the water, and then I learning how about the real world looking And then like in the programming part, we have like called like Perlin noise that we can like they copy the what happening in the physical world to like the programming world. So I think like for learning from the nature and then you working with the 3D will help you to fast to understand and hear the scenes really real ครับผม
Right. So, what you just said is that it's really about understanding the design, the composition aspect of designing, and then the technical support, like programming, and then understanding the lighting is it comes with what you want the experience to be like. Am I correct?
ครับ
It's like you imagine a scenario in your head, and then the technical aspect is there to support to create what you want. You know, when we talk about immersive design, I quickly thought of when I was a kid, my brother and we would have those little luminescent stars on the ceiling, and we would keep the room dark and just sit in there with some music. Um, it can be I believe immersive design can be something as simple as that as well, right? But it's more about imagining and creating a scenario in your head, and technically support. Programming and lighting only supports to make the experience more immersive. So thank you for the answer and the question as well. All right, we have another question here. The question is, how does the digital world era or current trends affect your career path? And how do you adjust your work and life as a designer? Like, how do you adjust to this fast-moving world, basically? And this question is for all of you.
Hmm. For for me,
So actually, the digit. Oh, okay.
oh, for me, as I said, digital trend must have a direct impact on my career path. I can say that it has made a lot of profit for me, and it's already my profession to study the digital world. I spend almost half of my life studying this phenomena. All that was done was to prepare for the creation of new opportunities at the right time, and this is my life. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, for me, the user experience and user interface is a crucial part and a crucial domain of expertise that support the digital world era quite quite well. So most of the company prioritize the user experience and user interface design as nearly the top priority. So the current trend is benefit for your career path if you pursue the digital for the, the digital product. And if you want to know about the digital product, the technology is moving fast. So you have to update yourself over and over again to catch up with everything that running in the world and living at the edge of the technology and design.
Mm,
And as for me,
definitely.
like it's for the digital world, I really born with in that time like we play with the game, like the Game Boy or like the our stuff. And then nowadays like the playground for me to explore my interest, my passion to working with the digital. Like now it's just the new beginning of the digital era. So like you can make like the your game or your stuff into the real world, and it's like the really new for you to play with it. So I really enjoy to work with the digital a lot. Yep.
Mm. Yeah, the world indeed it is moving really fast, especially with the new challenges we are facing today. And I am glad that we have people, the designers like you are. I could say you are the pioneer in a sense that you are trying to imagine and design something that still does not exist in real world yet. All right. for the sake of timing, we are going to have to end our session here. Thank you so much for being with us, even though we're running a little late. If for the audience, if you want to get to know more about our alumni, we have linked all of their social media pages and website where you can find them in the comment below on Facebook. We will also post the comments. We will also post the links in the YouTube comments soon as well. All right. Okay. So thank you so much again for being with us. We really appreciate your presence here. ครับhave a good nice rest of the day ครับ
Thank you.
ครับสวัสดีครับ All right. Oh my God, we have learned a lot today. Ranging from collaboration between art and design, and AI and AR and VR and a lot of words, and to adapting the design knowledge into something, into a little bit like social science, right? Like what P. Chang mentioned earlier. So I hope you had a really thought-provoking morning from all the talks. Thank you for taking the time to for the alumni as well. Thank you so much for taking your time to share your stories today. Hopefully everyone had a good time, gained some knowledge, and found inspiration from our alumni who generously gave our time for us on a Sunday. We believe that hearing about our alumni's work experience is both interesting and useful, or light a spark in you as well. Next up, we hope to see you at the upcoming Alumni Talk on career path as a designer and entrepreneur. That will be on January 23rd. We have invited P-Boy, the co-founder of Anonym Studio, P-Fon, co-founder of Bangkok Tokyo Architecture, P. Duktik, the founder of Flow Furnitures, and P Min, the owner of April Pool Day. And again, it'll be coming up on 23rd of January, next Sunday, around the same time as today. So please make sure that you join the event as well. And we will be having a quiz section, as I mentioned, on that day. And the winner will be able to win a Wacom tablet pen mouse. So make sure you join the quiz as well. Before the event concludes today, the School of Architecture and Design Open House 2022 team would like to request your cooperation in completing an activity assessment form for the alumni talk. You will see a QR code at the end of the event that will link you to a questionnaire, and we really appreciate all of the feedbacks and comments we get from the audience. Thank you so much again for joining. Please have a nice day and stay safe.